Hello, future year sevens, and welcome to Lifeology. My name is Miss Geo, and today I'm going to be introducing you to what Lifeology is, and we're also going to be looking at preparing for year seven and growth mindset. Now, some of you might have heard that phrase before, growth mindset. If you haven't, don't worry, you will know what it means by the end of our lesson today. To start us off today, I've got a discussion or thought question for you. So if you are sitting with maybe a sibling or a parent, you can talk about this question with them. But if you're not, just have a think about it instead. The question is, what is lifeology? It's an interesting word. You might not have heard that word before. So I'm going to give you 30 seconds to have a think about what you think that is. You can start thinking about it now. You're halfway through the time. Okay, let's take a look. So, lifeology is the study of life. So, you're going to have one lesson of lifeology a week starting next year. And in this lesson, you will learn about how to live a happy, healthy, and successful life. We cover a range of different topics, and on the next slide, I'm going to give you just a little bit of information about the sorts of things that you will learn during your time at St. Mark's. So we look at character. This is one of our big ideas. This is all about yourself, and we look at different character traits that we believe are really important. So some examples there: resilience, honesty, integrity, courage, humility, kindness, generosity, perseverance, belief, trustworthiness, a sense of justice, self-respect, and self-worth. So I'm going to give you just 30 seconds to have a look at that list and choose 3 things from that list that you'd like to know a little bit more about. You can choose those things now. You've got 10 seconds left to choose those 3 things that you want to know more about. Okay, let's take a look at the next slide at some more things that we look at in lifeology. We also look at community. So you'll be looking at what it means to be growing up in Merton and also the things that make us a community. So we will look at family relationships. We will also look at friendships and respectful relationships. We will look at unity, so what binds us all together, equality, tolerance, and also sexuality. Please now, again, choose 3 things from that list that you want to learn more about. You can write these down on a piece of paper, or you can just hold them in your head. I'm going to give you another 30 seconds to do that. Go. You've got 15 more seconds to choose. Time is up. We are also going to be looking at care. So how can we look after ourselves and make sure that we are safe? And we're going to be looking at sexual health, maybe not in year 7, but during your time at St. Mark's. We will also be looking at being safe online, and we'll be looking at things like abuse and also violence. Now, they might seem like pretty heavy topics, and we probably won't cover them all next year, but you will be covering them during your time at St. Mark's, because it's really important that we do learn how we can be safe and look after ourselves as children, as young adults, and as people growing up in Merton. So can you now just choose 3 things, again, that you want to know a little bit more about during your time at St. Mark's? You've got 30 seconds again to just have a think about those things. You can do that now. You're halfway through. Time is up. Let's take a look at the 4th and final big idea. It is comfort. It's about living well and living a healthy and happy life. We will look at mental well-being every year. We will also look at health and fitness, healthy eating and having a balanced diet, health and prevention. We will be looking at changes that might happen to our bodies as we get a bit older. We will also be looking at economic well-being, so we'll be learning skills like budgeting, and we're learning about things like tax. And you'll also have an opportunity to explore what you might want to do when you grow up for your career or your job. So now that you have a bit of an idea about what comfort looks like, I want you to choose 3 things from that list that you want to know more about, and you can do that now. 30 seconds on the clock. You're halfway through. So hopefully that has given you an opportunity to understand what Lifeology is and what you will cover in Lifeology during the years that you are at St. Mark's Academy. We're going to move on now to look at growth mindset and preparing ourselves to join Year 7 in September. So I just wanted to start off by checking in with how you're feeling. So I know that this can be a really important time for you, and you might have a lot of worries about starting school in September. So I want you now on a piece of paper to write down 3 worries that you have about going into Year 7. So maybe that you're worried about getting more homework, or maybe you're worried about making friends, and these are all completely normal. Once you've written the things down, I want you to stick that piece of paper under your chair or somewhere where you won't see it, so you can just fold it in half, and we're going to revisit these at the end of the session and think about whether or not we've resolved any of these worries. I'm going to give you a minute and a half to write down those 3 things that you were worried about. You can start writing them down now. 30 seconds has gone, so you have a minute left. You have got 30 seconds left. 10 more seconds. Now that you've written those 3 worries down, just either stick it underneath your chair or fold it up and put it somewhere where you won't see it, and we're going to revisit them at the end of the session. So today we're going to be looking at what growth mindset is, but it's really important for us to understand what mindset is more generally. So mindsets are beliefs that you might have about yourself and your basic qualities. So these are beliefs you have about your ability, your intelligence, your faith, your personality or your political views, and your talents. So if you say, I believe that I'm really good at maths, that is part of your mindset. So I want you now to either think about or discuss this question with somebody, or if there's no one near, just have a think about it on your own. How can your mindset help or hinder your learning? I'm going to give you 30 seconds to think about this question or to discuss it. You can do that now. Ten more seconds. Your mindset can really help you to feel as though you can learn more. If you've got a fixed mindset, you might not believe that you can grow and change. But if you have a growth mindset, you believe that anything is within reach, that anything is in your power. So let's take a look at what it is. It's really important for both old and young people to have a mindset where they believe that they can adapt and continue to learn even when it's hard. We need to believe that we're in control of our destiny and we are able to get there with hard work, practice, and determination. There are probably going to be lots of times in your first year at St. Mark's where you find something hard or different. And it's really important for us to know that everything is possible and that we are able to overcome these challenges. So you have a fixed mindset, which is the belief that your intelligence and your ability cannot change. So you might just think, oh, well, I'm never going to be good at this, I'll just give up. And that is not true. You need to try and work on having a growth mindset and believing that qualities like your intelligence and your ability are not fixed and can grow over time in the right conditions. So this would be believing, you know what, I might not be very good at maths, but I know that I can grow and I can adapt when I put hard work in and when I practice. So it's really important that when we face challenges, we really remember that we can grow and we can get better. Does it really matter what mindset you have? Absolutely. And can your mindset really change over time? Absolutely. Again, I've got another thought question or a discussion topic for you to have a think about. How could you try to have a growth mindset? This might not be something that comes very easily to us. Maybe we're really stuck in our mindset that we might not be as good at one subject as another subject. So how can we really try and practice having a growth mindset? I'm going to give you another 30 seconds to either think about or discuss this question. You can start now. You're halfway through. Let's take a look. How could you change your mindset? As I said, this might not be something that comes very easily to you, but you can do the following things to really help change how you think and feel. So be honest with yourself. Are you really giving your best efforts in class? Remember, We can all grow and develop our ability and our intelligence. You can also learn, keep trying and don't give up. You need to try to engage in your learning and participate in discussions in class. And what's really important here is if you're struggling with something, ask questions. Your teachers at St. Mark's will be more than happy to give you the time and to also make sure that you understand everything before moving on. We need to also realise that hard work is key. We are going to all face challenges in our lives, but putting a lot of work and effort into our learning is key. You can also always ask for help, even if you keep meeting setbacks. Know that you can grow and that we are here to support you in doing so. Number 4, use feedback. Now, mistakes are often good because they allow us to realise what we're getting wrong and what we can do in the future to develop. So mistakes aren't actually bad, they're actually often very good because they allow us to grow. So we should capitalise on mistakes, confront deficiencies and reflect on different strategies that work and don't work. And we can focus on learning and improving. So these are 4 things that you can take with you in your toolkit for when you start in September at St. Mark's. And if something might not be going your way, you can remember these 4 things and know that we are here to help you grow and that you can grow. Now, here are a lot of statements that people who have a fixed mindset might say. They might just say, I'm not good at this, or I give up, or I just can't do maths, or she's so smart, I'll never be that smart. And these are all fixed mindset statements. The people who say these things, they don't believe that they can change and develop over time. I want you to take about 5 minutes now to try and change these statements into growth mindset statements. And to give you an idea of what that looks like, I'm going to do the first one for you. So instead of saying, I'm not good at this, you could say, what am I missing? So that's an example of how a fixed mindset statement can be changed into a growth mindset one. I'm going to give you 5 minutes to have a go at working through the rest of these statements, trying to change them from a fixed mindset statement into a growth mindset statement. So you've got 5 minutes now. You can write them down on a little piece of paper, or you can just hold them in your head. You've got 5 minutes starting now. One minute gone. You've got 4 minutes remaining. Got 3 minutes left. Two minutes left. So you've got one final minute now to work at changing these statements from fixed mindset statements into growth mindset statements. Your time is up. So hopefully you just had an opportunity in those 5 minutes to think about how you could change these statements, but we're going to go through them all now. So we obviously already looked at the first one. Instead of saying, I'm not good at this, instead you could try and say, what am I missing? Now, I'm awesome at this. Another fixed mindset statement. Instead of saying that, you could say, I'm on the right track. I give up. I'm sure that we've all said that at some point in our lives, myself included. Instead of just saying, I give up, you could say, I'll use some of the strategies that we've learned. So you can go back to those 4 things that we looked at and think about which one of those would help you to overcome that challenge. This is too hard. This may take some time and effort. Knowing that we can always, with time and effort, grow, change, and develop allows us to have that growth mindset. I can't make it any better. I can always improve, so I'll keep on trying. I just can't do maths. I'm going to train my brain to do maths. And this one kind of links a lot to that one of those strategies, which was practice, practice, practice. Maths is one of those subjects, along with other subjects, that you can really try and practice and improve. I made a mistake. Mistakes help me learn better, and they actually do. By making a mistake, you learn what you did wrong and you won't do it again. Or you'll use a strategy, or you'll ask your teacher's help, but mistakes, they do help us to learn. She's so smart, I'll never be that smart. I'm going to figure out how she does it. It's good enough. Is it my best work? Now here we've got the final one. Plan A didn't work. Good thing there are 25 more letters in the alphabet. So if plan A doesn't work, you have plan B, C, D, E, etc., etc. So all of these phrases on the right hand side are phrases that reflect a growth mindset. They reflect the idea that we can grow and change even when things feel hard. And I'm sure that we've all at some point said one of the statements on the left hand side, those fixed mindset statements. But growth mindset is hard, and it's about really trying to put yourself into a growth mindset and remind yourself that you can do it. Finally, today, I want to revisit those worries that you wrote down at the beginning. So I asked you to either fold it up or put it somewhere where you couldn't see it or stick it underneath your chair. I want you now to go and get that piece of paper back and read those 3 things that you were worried about. And if you're sitting next to somebody or you've got siblings or your parents nearby, I want you to revisit these worries and discuss them with the people around you. Do you feel less worried now? Do you feel that you'll be able to tackle the challenges that may come your way in year 7? Just check in with those worries and think about if they are still worries for you. I'm going to give you just 1 minute to just reflect on those worries that you had, so you can start that now. Okay. So I hope that this has been a useful taster session for just getting to know what Lifeology is, and also for making you feel a little bit more calm and relaxed about joining St. Mark's in September. Obviously, it would have been wonderful for us to have done this in person, but I'm really looking forward to meeting all of you in September. Fingers crossed if we're back in the classroom by then. And I hope that you've learnt some tools and strategies that you can take with you into your time at St. Mark's, and that can help you feel a bit more secure and a bit more excited, because it's going to be amazing. Looking forward to meeting you all. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye for now.